A new report shows we aren't building enough retirement villages, and that's backed up by the latest building consents data that's just come out as well. This is concerning news to our executive producer, Paul, who will be shortly in one. Garth Bray is with us at the desk from Business Desk. Good morning.
Good morning, Ryan. He might be one of the lucky ones getting a spot before they all fill up.
Yeah, so what is this? How short are we, or how short will we be?
Quite a long way. So this is Jones Lang LaSalle, JLL, big commercial real estate firm, and they're saying that there's 43,598 units as of the end of 2024. It's got to hit more like about 60,000 in the next 8 years, and it's about 11,000 short on where it's expected to get to based on the current build rate and so on. So big lift needed, and that's as we get some consents data that you mentioned there before popped out yesterday. 30% drop in the number of consents, building consents for retirement villages in the latest consents data out year on year. So,
and is this like retirement villages where you've got, care as well as,
It would be the range. So it would be everything from your sort of what they would call a broad acre, which is where you're almost on sort of a 2 or a 1 bedroom standalone unit, right through to sort of inside a hotel style, place, right through to the full care. So it's the whole range. But I guess what you're seeing there is the knock-on effect of people seeing the housing market drop, and then you can't sell at the price that you want to exit to get into your retirement village and so on. And I think that a lot of the retirement village licensed retirement village operators are saying they'd seen sales quite slow this year off the back of that, just people sort of stuck in the pipeline.
Yeah, right.
The problem is they've got to start a building pipeline to take care of the demographic burp that's coming through.
Yeah. Now let's move on. Talk about the KiwiBank getting a house. Not a let's
getting on the ladder.
Let's pull back a little bit from retirement, come to buying your first house. Co-ownership. This is KiwiBank. Of course, they would say this, wouldn't they? But co-ownership, their big push.
Big push that they've done in the last sort of 12 months around this big marketing campaign and TV shows and all the rest of it. But they put out some survey results testing the market on that one, and they reckon something like 58% of their Gen Z respondents to their survey said they would consider co-owning a home. Quite substantially higher than obviously your millennials, a lot lower. Your boomers were down about 17%. They want their own little piece of paradise. But also Māori and Pacifica, about 50% of them are more likely to consider. I mean, I don't know whether it's a cultural thing because maybe shared living is a better look, or it's just simply a recognition that it's hard to get into a house, and that going halves or going shares with somebody is one way to look at it. Obviously, the usual problems there, people are a bit worried about the potential strains on relationships and so on, and not necessarily want to share with someone that isn't a family member.
Yeah.
But a lot of people saying that's good. What we're really seeing here is the uncertain. The fence sitters have fallen off, so 15% down from 20%. So more people are more interested in doing it. An increasing group of people who don't want to do it, that's rising as well, but the ones in the middle, not sure, they're dropping off.
Okay. So opinions are firming either way,
yes,
I guess.
Yes.
And what I've always thought, like, if you look at your friends, how many, of your friend group, people who've been in and out of relationships, couples who've been together, broken up, versus how many friends you've still got.
And if they brought all together, then they'd actually, maybe take some of the emotion, take some of the relationship out of it, just make it about the place you're living in.
Exactly. Now, Fonterra is facing a contest for its board. 3 names, 2 places unusual?
Unusual in the last 2 because they've been uncontested elections. I think 2022 was the last time. And this is a bit of a plum spot, I think. The chair of Fonterra looks to make about $500,000 a year in director's fee, if I read that rightly. Big job, though. And it's fair to say this caused a bit of a ruckus. Our Riley Kennedy, you know him well, even just asking to write about this, apparently, because a bit like popes, directors or people pursuing directorships at Fonterra are not supposed to campaign. It's seen as a bit sort of on the nose. So everyone got very flapped about this. So we've got 2 women, Michelle Pye and Alison Waters. Michelle Pye from Timaru's Pye Group, quite successful contracting business and rural services businesses, and Alison Waters, who's a Wairarapa dairy farmer. She's actually already on the board. She's going again, and she's involved in a lot of big vet companies and used to be on Met Services board as well.
Right.
And a chap called Mike Fleming, who's involved with a whole heap of farms down south that supply not just Fonterra but some of its competitors. So interesting, bit of a contest.
All right, we'll see what the
December 9th.
Cardinals decide.
Yeah.
Thanks, Garth. Garth Bray, Business Desk. Thanks to our partners, 2 Degrees.